Oh, happy Super Bowl Sunday. What's going on, everybody? It's another Sunday, but it just happens to be Super Bowl Sunday at the time of this recording. Um, his Cowboys didn't make it, so I'm happy. I don't have a dog in the fight, so I
Uh,
mean, I'm kind of rooting for Mahomes. I feel like it's going to go that way regardless
really?
because it seems
No,
like it
no. I
seems
think they're
like the
correct.
way everything unfolded with Brady retiring and Mahomes being the last quarterback. Brady was the last
Really?
quarterback. And like that whole heir apparent thing, like Mahomes is going to be the next person to fill Brady's shoes going forward. That's how I feel like it's kind of being scripted to go. But
Oh, I'm not taking anything from him. He's good, but
I feel like that's the way it's
Philly's
going.
going.
I feel like
Philly.
that's the way it's going because he was the last. Mahomes was the last quarterback Brady facing the Super Bowl. So
Yeah,
it just happens.
turn it
He
over, right?
happens to go back to another Super Bowl when Brady retires. Coincidence? Coincidence?
Yeah. I'm
Coincidence.
not taking anything. Two good teams. I'll look for a good Super Bowl game.
Okay.
For a good game.
Okay. Well, uh, gonna try something a little bit different today, everybody. For those of you that are maybe listening, we're gonna condense this to maybe about 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how the conversation goes. Because this is more like a current event week, per se, since it's my week to choose, and he has to, be somewhat attentive. So we're gonna try and see how this format feels for about 30 minutes. Let us know in the comments if you like it, if you don't, whatever, and then we can extend it back to our normal hour. But I think this will be a rotation. So the current events week will be 30, 45 minutes, and then the old
Stuff
and
for
busted
substance.
the
That'd be
old the
about an
old and
hour.
busted topic will be like an hour because they gotta take a long time to get they got to circle around the wagon a couple of times before they get to the point. You know what I mean? So
That matter is going to take longer. That's all.
right. I'm sure. But for those of you that are wondering what today's topic is, it's a good one because it involves, my sanctuary. I don't know about this guy. He seems like he's more of a nap person than more being in where he needs to be, and that's the gym.
Naps,
So
right? Uh, uh,
you got to get your naps in, right? You take more naps than you do anything else. So and that's being in the gym. And I'm sure you all have heard everything that's been going on with these influencers, uh, female influencers being in the gym, trying to say people are creeps, this, that, and the third. It's really disturbing to see that kind of behavior in the gym, especially when people are trying to use their own gym etiquette. On trying to help people out who may or may not know how to use things or whatever the case may be. Um, Most recent example was a young lady who happened to be a OnlyFans model. Was saying that this guy was hitting on her, or this guy was hitting on her, et cetera, et cetera. Turns out he was just trying to be helpful and help her out with the weights. She got put on blast by the whole community, and then her page got taken down. There's been another instance where another young lady was trying to wrap her bands around the bar, and a guy who may or may not have known what the machines are called was asking her if she was using the machine because maybe her stuff was on, by it or whatever the case may be, and she tried to portray him as trying to hit on her or whatever. It's a wild thing. It's on TikTok for those of you that use TikTok. I know you don't use TikTok, so I don't know why you would look it up. So that's why I didn't bring it up to you. But but I have another example that I actually just got off the phone with for my friend, and I'll tell you about that one later. But I just wanna hear your 2 cents on it before we dive in a little bit deeper on this issue that's going on because I have a couple of things to say about it.
okay, with gym etiquette,
Yeah.
you know, if you don't, you shouldn't approach someone working out on a piece of equipment because you don't know anything about that person. So you don't know their medical history, you don't know what's going on with them. So if they're using the equipment in a certain way that's not typically the way it's used, you don't you just really just need to keep your mouth shut. Honestly, because you don't know why they're using it in that way. Because you can use machines in different ways and to get a different result. You work on a particular, you could be injured. They tell you to use it this particular way. So the first scenario, I think that was your first scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's not necessarily, but people don't know proper etiquette, they might say, "Hey, you're using that the wrong way."
Well, no, it wasn't him saying you're using it the wrong way. He was trying to offer assistance to help her put the weight on, and so he got labeled a creep because he walked over to try to help her so she could finish her sets or whatever. Because we don't know the whole context of everything, but apparently the guy wasn't doing anything wrong from what everybody that has seen it, what I've seen it, my own personal 2 cents. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just trying to be helpful, offer assistance, because that's usually what you do. You know, you don't go out your way to do it, but if like you're waiting on something, like hey, you need a spot or you need some help, whatever the case may be, you know, so that way you can get your workout in, because you're not trying to sit there behind somebody doing something for 20, 20, 30 minutes. You know, you're trying to get it in. Well, me specifically, I try to get in, get out, get in, do my workout, get out. So if somebody's there, I may be like, hey, you need some help, or can I work in? Can I work in with you? Whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
So
That's etiquette. Yeah, that's
right.
right.
So
You
when those situations occur, if you're being called a creep for trying to you know you're being called this, that, and the third, and been put on social media for it, when that can have an impact, like when we discussed before, have an impact on where you work at, other things like that. People see that, oh, I know that guy. He works with us.
right.
Get him out of here. And you don't know the whole context. You know what I mean? Like, and for somebody going to ask if you're using a machine, even though if I see somebody's stuff there, I'm going to ask somebody, it's like, hey, are you using this? So if I'm asking you if you're using the machine, don't make it seem like I'm hitting on you. When I'm not, I'm asking so I can use the machine so I can go do my workout. That's what I'm referring to is those kind of situations. Yes, don't get me wrong. There are situations where dudes will hit on a female in the gym that you know it doesn't need to happen. There's time and a place for everything, whatever the case may be. But there's caveats to that. You know, if a guy's attractive, the girl's gonna be like, oh yeah, he can hit on me, whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you're not the best looking guy, you'll be labeled a certain way if you try to grow a pair to go talk to a young lady at the gym. So there's caveats to that whole situation. But I'll let you continue. I just wanted to provide you with some more information on that, and that's kind of where I'm going on this topic as far as like the gym etiquette and
Okay.
gym personalities and things like that.
Okay. So one thing which is I'm just going basic gym etiquette.
Mm.
You got the backstory behind all that. So with the on the phone, videoing and all that stuff, that holds up a piece of equipment. People, like you said, want to get in there, get their workout, get out of there. If you sitting there on social media and you're not concentrating on your workout, you holding up a piece of equipment somebody else can use. And people are in there not for social media; they're in there for fitness and getting in and getting out, getting their workout. And when you're doing that, yeah, you might be approached in a certain way and say, "Are you using this piece of equipment? Can I work in with you?" Because it seems like you're taking longer than normal on a piece of equipment. It's not trying to hit on you. It's just gym etiquette. Either I'm gonna wait on you to get off that piece of equipment, or I can work in with you. That's what you do while you're in the gym. You don't, because you're on a piece of equipment, doesn't allow you to sit there, be on social media, video yourself, all this stuff, respond to people, be on your phone. That's not what the gym is for. The gym is for getting your workout and getting out of there.
I mean, and I agree, but I think once again in this, you can go ahead and say I will own up to this. This is my generation. We have an infatuation with being on social media and doing all this other stuff. But don't get me wrong. Now that technology is out there, you can see how to do correct forms for things now compared to back then in your era, as far as like how to work out like correct muscle groups and things like that. So there's some positives to having the technology and social media that you have now, so you can look at it and make sure you're doing the correct workouts. But it's also a negative if you're an influencer trying to be in the gym and connect with your community, because you might be taking up, like you were saying, you might be taking up those spaces for other people to work out that may not, that are just trying to get in and get out. So it's a double-edged sword to that whole.
So where's the etiquette? Where's the etiquette there?
I mean, it depends. It depends on the person.
So the person is supposed to sit there and wait for you to take 30 minutes on one piece of equipment that they need.
Mm. But
Come
now
on. No, that's
here's
not.
the argument that I know some people will say in the comments. Well, why don't they go do something else? Go do another workout.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. They probably already exhausted all that, waiting on you to finish your little video. So the thing is, if you're an influencer and you're at that point, you need to go to the gym when it's not as crowded.
Mm.
You need to go to the gym early morning or late at the end of the night. You can't go with the high peak hours and hold up a piece of equipment for 30 to an hour, however long you need to film your video. That's not being considerate of other people.
Right, right. Okay. And I think with
But
I
that's a youth. That's that youth stuff. Oh, it's
it's
all
not
about
like
me. I don't care about nobody
like
else. It's all
I
about
said,
me.
it tends to be more so to the opposite gender. Listen to me. It tends more so to be to the opposite gender because most of the dudes that I know or everybody that I see in the gym, the guys, we're in and out. We're not sitting there doing all these poses, this, that, and the third in front of the mirror. There's some of us that may be doing that. Yes, don't get me wrong. And they may have a valid reason. Some of them may be trying for a body competition, trying to get their poses down, whatever the case may be. But when I see it, I see a majority, the opposite gender, that are doing that whole, doing the whole, the side poses and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, to each their own. But it becomes a problem when it's it's a trend to get likes and views to call somebody a creep at the gym for them trying to show the proper etiquette or trying to ask questions to things that are in the vicinity that person may be holding up. And I feel like the way that it's going to end up going, and I'll circle back to the other situation that just occurred when I was talking to my friend on the phone. The way that it's going to end up going is that the guys aren't going to want to help at some point because you're going to have this heavy weight. You're going to try to lift this heavy weight, and then you're not going to have any assistance. Nobody's going to want to spot you. Like if you're trying to squat 300 pounds or something like that. If you're going there for legitimate reasons, let me say that.
Right.
Like if you're a young woman. I mean, the guys, for whatever reason, guys we understand it's like, hey, he's in trouble. Let me go help him. But I'm saying, as far
Right.
as like, for the opposite gender, the women that are going to the gym that are actually trying to lift and be in good shape and everything like that. If you're actually going to lift heavy weights and then you need a spot, we're not gonna want to spot you because we're on the defense, not wanting to get called a creep or get labeled as something, even though we're just trying to be helpful or provide assistance that you would want or need in the gym. You know what I mean? So, and
I get it.
and I think the other situation that is
Before
going
you go
to
there,
go ahead.
can I
Yeah,
just
no, go ahead, go ahead.
you give the wrong impression because I know when I went to the gym on a regular basis, and you know, and I'm dealing with the opposite sex since that's where this topic is going. The interaction between male and female
Yeah.
in the gym. The females who are there to work out and it's about the business, they're sweating. There's no makeup on. It's about the work. And then you have I know I've seen it myself. You had the ones that are dolled up. Only thing they could do is they got the gear on, but the face is beat to the nines, all that hair, nails, all that stuff. And you're like, how you work out like that? And then they leave like that.
Hmm.
So what kind of workout you're doing when your makeup hasn't even, you
Well,
know, right?
they might not be. Well, they're probably posting it for their hustle, their side hustles that they
Oh,
that
well,
they're
that's what I'm starting. That's what you were talking about,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
influencer, right? So
right.
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they're doing it for their side hustles. And another instance of this is my homeboy who lives in Florida. He actually went to the gym with his fiance, and and I just got off the phone with him maybe like 45 minutes ago or whatever, and he was telling me that he was sitting down doing his workout, and his fiance saw him get up after like two sets or whatever, and she was like, "What are you doing? Why'd you get up?" Or why'd you get up and move to the other side of the gym? And he was like, respectfully, out of respect for you and me not wanting to be on social media or anything like that, there was this girl working out in front of me who like basically had on the shortest shorts you could probably imagine and a tank top, and I was like, I'm not trying to be in that situation. So she so he ended up walking to the other side of the gym to go finish his workout or whatever, and I think that's where that's where these situations are going to end up pushing that whole community too, is like the dudes are going to be working away from the females or and things like that. Well,
Are working towards the
some
females.
of them may, some of them may,
Right.
yes, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the ones that are conscious about what's going on and not wanting to jeopardize or be called, you know what I mean? Because if an influencer has 2 million people, and out of those 2 million people somebody recognize you, you could, you could get in trouble with work, because like we were saying before, people go to social media, look at your background on social media, and somebody tags you even though you don't do anything. You get, it's that collateral damage, like you didn't do anything, but you're standing there glancing like, I'm sorry for being a guy, I'm going to look. It's a natural part, like unless I'm blind, I'm going to look. I'm sorry. Like I'm a people watcher. I look around when I'm working out. So I just don't, I don't know. I just don't feel great about that whole trend that's going on right now in the gym, and it makes me a little bit upset and disappointed that that's the way that it's going. And hopefully, I hope that gyms like crack
We
down
mean
on,
where's it going?
like,
But
people. No, I'm saying the gym's letting people bring in phones, things like you can bring in your phone to listen to music or whatever, but I'm saying like letting them record in the gym, this, that, and the third. And like I said, it's a double-edged sword, because I know there's people that are actually doing it to be doing it, like doing it for their content, to actually show the correct form or provide information on how to do, the correct workout, what is working out, things like that. But then it's like you have those other situations where the phone really wasn't, it was just brought in to get likes and follow a trend to get likes, so your page can grow or whatever. So I don't know,
just like a situation you were saying, um, that he saw that and then he moved.
mm-hmm.
That that is something that it falls into that category that's even out in the world. They looking for attention. You know, if
Right.
they're wearing certain
Oh yeah,
things,
100%.
they're trying to get that attention. They're not wearing that just to work out. They're wearing that to get the attention of the opposite sex or same sex. It doesn't matter. But they're trying to get attention.
Right. Oh, and I get that, but what I'm saying is they're not going to get the attention if nobody's going to want to be around them, because they're worried about being labeled a certain thing. Is my thing. Like, you go there, you want to get attention, that's all well and good, whatever, do your thing. But if people are getting labeled as a certain thing when they didn't do anything wrong, you're not going to get the attention you want, because nobody's going to be paying attention to you. Like, everybody's going to go do their own thing, or more more likely than not, it may end up being an all same sex gym. Like, there may be gyms that are just strictly for dudes, where all dudes can work out or whatever the case may be. That I feel like that's going to be down the road in like 20 years. 20 years from now, we're
Well,
just going to have an
probably,
all
probably
dude
a young
gym,
group, yes,
all dude
absolutely.
gym. So it feel like it's going that way.
I would hope that we still can interact, but the thing is, it's not all. It's
Right.
it's it's just some, and they don't get these surgeries and things like that not to be noticed.
Right.
They get that stuff to be noticed, so you know that going in,
Mm-hmm.
and you can admire it or just look at it and just keep your workout. That's what everybody else normally does. You in the gym, you see, like you said, you're a man or you're a woman. Even women point it out. You can see women looking at other women and say, "Oh my God, look, look at that." But it's all like, okay, you look at it and then you move on. You notice it and then you keep working out. But if you sit there staring and following the person around the gym, that's a different level.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear you in the whole following people around the gym and everything like that. But if you happen to look and she catches you looking and you get labeled,
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Like you can't sit. I literally have to cover my eyes to go to the gym so I don't look at anybody, so I don't get labeled some kind of way. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's where it's going. It's just like you can't look at anybody. You can't use the eyeballs that were given to you to view the world or view things that are around you nowadays because it's an issue. Well, in the gym, let me just say that in the gym because it's an issue, and so it doesn't make any sense to me specifically because I was just like, then why go to the gym if you're gonna sit there and
you wear what you're wearing. I mean, you should be able to wear what within reason
right.
you want to, but you know why you're wearing it. You know
Exactly.
why you're wearing those shorts, and and nothing else. All you wear, it's for a reason. But that doesn't give the person the right to disrespect you or anything else.
Of course.
But it doesn't give you the right to assume because somebody looking at you that they're wrong because that's what you wanted in the first place.
Right.
In a sense,
In a sense, exactly. And well, let me ask you this. What do you think should be the correct what do you think? Should there be a rule in place, or what? Let's go back to what you were saying last week. In your ideal world, because that's what you're saying about HBCUs, right? In your ideal world. So what is Jay's ideal world for the gym? As far as the gym, is there phones? Is it community
phones,
gym? But
phones, you keep it with you. You can listen to music. You got headphones on. That means you pretty much want to work out by yourself. You don't want to be bothered. You got your routine. You listen to your music. Hey, the gym is not a place to. It's not a dating place. It's not a place to find hook up. It's not a hookup place.
mm,
It's there to get work out, get out. Uh, you know, hygiene is very important. You don't need to be stinking
well, I mean, you're going to be
around.
stinking if you're actually getting the workout that you're supposed to be getting in.
Well, within limits, because I've been in the gym and it's been people that I guess they don't believe in deodorant or
Well, yeah, I
whatever.
mean, if you don't have deodorant and
It
stuff
is
like that, yeah.
oh oh
But I mean,
god.
usually you're going to have a certain smell, even if you have deodorant on or
Oh yeah,
whatever,
yeah, you're gonna have a
regardless.
smell, and certain things. Yeah, that put the weights up. If you use something, put the weights back. That those are things when I say think of etiquette. I wasn't thinking about talk. You don't talk to a woman. Unless she wants to talk to you. If they want to talk to you, you have no issues. But I don't think we have the same leeway talking to them.
Hmm.
So be cautious of that. And with the phone, listen, if you got a conversation you need to hold, you don't need to be on a piece of equipment holding it. You need to go outside, go in the locker room or whatever, and have that conversation, be on social media or whatever. But on a piece of equipment that somebody else could use, that is inappropriate.
So, what do you think about recording in the gym? Like, for instance, there was another TikTok that was brought to my attention where a young man was recording himself in the men's locker room, right? And so I forgot exactly what he was going to do, but there was an older gentleman behind him that disrobed, and he ended up he ended up catching it on the phone, and then
Live,
I
live.
don't know, it wasn't live. He was recording
Okay,
it
then you can delete that.
for his TikTok, but the fact, well, I mean, I guess it would be live. I guess he did put it out there on social media because it's a video now that probably got taken down. But he ended up like he saw it. He was like, "Oh," and he panicked. But then he put the phone back up to record and I'm so that's what I'm. What do you think about the whole recording aspect?
Yeah, you can't record somebody else.
Mhm.
Not especially in the locker room like that. You know what you and no, it's just inappropriate. And you invade my privacy. I should be able to disrobe in the locker room after I get out the shower, sauna, or whatever, and feel comfortable in doing so.
Mhm.
And without somebody videoing me doing it. So that,
So it's so if they
I just
so
say
I
limit the phone
uh
stuff, social media stuff in the gym. If you showing your workout or you in the mirror, you want to flex to your audience or whatever after your workout, that's all well. But once you incorporate somebody else, I think you're out of line.
So do you think the people doing the recording should blur out everybody's faces when they're in the gym? Because a lot of these videos they're not like our backgrounds. You know how they're blurred out and you could just see the person.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when they go to the gym, you can see everybody's face. So to
That's right.
protect other people, do you think that should be something that's enforced? And if the people find out, then you have consequences of the gym that you go to. You think that's something that's fair?
No, I don't think so. I think that if they're working out and
Mm,
they're in the gym atmosphere, you subject to it because they're videoing you inside the gym as well. They got video there
right.
and they're not subject to it. But the thing is, you can't get mad if somebody video you, it works both ways. You might be an influencer and that person somebody's videoing you in an uncompromising or not a good look and they put it out there, you got to realize that as well. So
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm just looking at it from what would be a fair all around for everybody that's going, and I don't think there really is one
it's
way
really
to
it.
one way to skin
That's
it. Because
right.
I understand what you're saying about the whole gym recording you, but I think the gyms need to be a little bit stricter on who's going to their gyms. Like you should what's the word I'm thinking of, provide the information that you're an influencer, whatever the case may be, from the moment you sign up, so that way they're like, okay, if we find anything on your social media that goes against our terms while you're in our gym, then you're subject to disciplinary action or whatever the case may be. And I think that would be a major step in trying to curve some of this this trend that's currently going on in the gym. And I don't know how you feel about that, as far as there being like a so not maybe like a social media person, not necessarily a team in the gym, because they have a whole bunch of different people that are usually working in the gym, but maybe like one person who checks, that person who says they're influencer, they checks their social media, after they come to, like, the next day after they come to the gym or whatever the case may be, just to make sure that they're following the guidelines, or however many times they, like, maybe once a
What
week check.
guidelines? What
check.
guidelines would you set?
But well, God, I
Typically,
mean, just just to, like I said, just to curb that whole outcry of labeling somebody that they're not. Just in that instance, like if they're actually working out, that's fine, whatever. But if they have a situation like that where you're calling somebody, something just because they wanted to help you or assist you with, like because you needed it, like you needed a spot for a squat, and you sitting there, you're trying to squat 300 plus pounds, and you need help, and the person helps you, and then you call them, you say, oh, he's a creep because he had to stand a certain way behind me. But I'm like, you have to stand a certain way to
that's the
spot
only way
somebody.
you can.
Exactly.
That's
So
right.
I'm saying situations like that, like if you're a regular influencer doing what they're supposed to be doing, like, then that's all well and good. But I'm saying, like, those instances, like if it pops up, because those things will go viral and people will cover it, so it'll get back to the gym eventually. So that's what I'm saying, as far as those situations, as far as checking it, like having somebody check it. I don't know if it'd be too much depending on where you're at, but
Well, the gym definitely have to be concerned about that because the people pay for a service to use their gym, and even the person who's being, you know, um, outed in a certain way can sue the gym for allowing that to happen as well. So it's in their best interest to find a solution to protect the people who are the influencers and the people, the innocent person outside of that.
Mm.
It's in their best interest because they're probably the ones going to be sued because they came in there to work out. Hey, unless they got some clause in the contract.
Right, right. And I mean, I guess that just depends on when you at the time of sign up what you what all it says. But I really think they should have that be disclosed when you sign up. Like you're an influencer, whatever the case may be. That then you have these set of rules that are provided to you. It's like, hey, if you're an influencer, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's fine. But if these situations or this kind of situation occurs, you may be subject to disciplinary action. Yes, you're an influencer, so you're going to have a different set of rules compared to everybody else because that's your job. You're influencing. Yes, you're influencing our gym, but you're also going to be set to a different set of rules because you know of what you do. And I think that's probably the best way to go. Me personally, I think that's the best way to go about it.
Probably. Yes. And they probably could set up stations where that influencer could do their workout for 20 to an hour on a piece of equipment compared to, and leave the other equipment for the other people. But that's still not fair to
Yeah.
everybody to pay their.
I don't think separating like that would be the best idea. Like I said,
Separating the sexes. You talk about
I
separating the
mean,
sexes.
I'm saying with the way everything was going, with the way everything is coming out right now, that seems the best way to go about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna care about some dude video.
You don't think they worry about equipment? Putting a piece of equipment in the corner for influencers and then
No, but
keeping everybody there?
what I'm saying is it's not gonna be. It's gonna draw more attention to that influencer if you separate it like that. I think
I
those
don't think
things.
that's not feasible, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I just think that the having that different set of rules for the influencers is probably the best bet because the people still not gonna. Some people may know, but the majority of people not gonna know who they are. But the influencer, like, okay, I have these rules to abide by. Yes, they may be different for everybody else in the gym, but I am an influencer. This is how I make my money, and I'm also putting. I also have the gym to worry about. Or whatever the case may be. And of course, in different areas, this may be a little bit harder. Like if you're in Meccas like LA or Texas or something like that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to follow those. But rules that maybe not have as many influencers per square mile or whatever. I
It's all
think
influences all over. I mean,
yeah, but I think they're more condensed in those areas, and I think it's a lot harder to keep those rules there for
right.
those areas compared to like places out here or things like that. I think that's probably the best bet is unless you're just going to hire a social media team to just keep track of it. But even then, that's still a lot of work. I don't know. It's I don't know.
Usually I see the influencers not personal. They usually have somebody doing it, like filming them at
Yeah,
doing a particular workout. So they
depending.
pretty much know that
Yeah.
person.
It just depends. It depends on when you because I haven't seen anything like that where I go to the gym or whatnot. But like I said, if you're maybe out there in Atlanta, like downtown Atlanta or LA or New York, you'll probably see more of those, like the people filming the person walking
Yeah,
behind them.
well,
So,
yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand living like that, but some people do.
I mean, but you took an alternate route, like you said before the show started. What route did you go? Because it looks like you don't go to the gym anymore. You talk about, oh wow, I don't need to go to the
No, I
gym.
don't go to the gym. I got my own equipment.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you just see, but you talk you talk about everybody else, but you work at
But I
home.
used to go to the gym. I used to go. I mean, religiously. I didn't think about buying my own equipment. Enjoy the atmosphere, and then COVID,
Hmm.
and then it's like, well, and I need an alternative. So
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean that was pretty much my little current events rant for this
yeah,
week. I mean, it wasn't like I said. This has been something that's been going on the past, I would say, week and a half, 2 weeks so far. As
oh,
far as
thank God that
yeah,
this is
you'll find a lot of information on
Is
TikTok.
your page down
Say what?
behind that? the people comments and the backlash shut her page down
Yeah. Hmm.
by making that.
Oh yeah,
Well,
because she was in the wrong. She was in the wrong for what she did, and so there's a
jury, right? Jury of your peers. You put it out there, they'll find you guilty or innocent. So
exactly. And so that's like I said, I just wanted to get this out there because this is something that was current. I figured we'll try a different format for this week since it's more like a current event. But next week we'll have the long drawn out whole circle podcast that you can listen to because the elderly like to be long winded and everything like
we're gonna
that.
make it short and sweet. I mean, sometimes your head's so hard. I have to give, it has to be
Hmm.
absorbed slowly. You can't take all that knowledge at one time and
No,
quit.
no, that's the
It
opposite
has
way.
to
When we
go.
try to teach you about the new stuff, it was like, here, oh, I don't get it. Can you show me how to hit the back button again? It's right there. It's right there in the top left. Just hit the top
Return,
left.
return,
Hit the
return.
top. Hit the top left. Why is it not working? Did you touch it? No, I just thought it would move if I just moved my hand across the screen. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it's obvious. It's signs of with the new age, these influencers that is all about me. Everybody wants me.
Right.
They make this assumption that everybody wants me. They're the most important thing on the planet. You know, but that's why we're here to say, you're not. So let that be a lesson to you.
I don't know about all that, but anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this little shorter form format. Let us know in the descriptions if you like it, don't like it. We're just trying a couple of things out for 2023. We're still going to stick to the hour-long formats. It's not going anywhere. But just let us know for these like current event things for my week if you guys like this or not. Like I said, next week will be on whatever his topic is because I know it's going to be unbearable. But that's neither here nor there. But we hope you all enjoy well.
Absolutely.
We hope you
Go
all
Eagles!
enjoyed the Super Bowl. For those of you that'll be watching this the day that
Eagles.
it posts, and he's talking about Eagles, but he's a Dallas fan, so he's a big phony.
Well,
But
well, no, no,
that.
no. I'm just going for who I think's going to win.
Oh, okay. So you're a Dallas fan rooting for the Eagles. So you can go ahead and blast him in the comments as well, because I would never hear that from any other Dallas fan. But we'll
Hey,
see y'all
so
next.
Dallas not playing. I'm going for a certain team.
Yeah, but I know all Dallas fans be like, "Go Kansas City, go Kansas City."
No, no.
Anyway,
Well, my brother was a Eagles fan, so I'm
yeah,
going.
he's a phony Dallas fan, but that's
No.
besides the point. We'll see y'all next week. Hope you all enjoyed this podcast, and you all take care and have a great rest of your week. And we're out of here. Later, everybody.
Bye.